On this week's show, the FIA announces the official race calendar for the 2015-2016 Formula E Championship, Volkswagen unveils an electric car that will park itself and charge itself too, and Tesla's Valet mode thwarts a couple of tyre technicians eager to recreate a certain scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. These stories and more coming up next on 10. Enjoying today's show on YouTube and want to read the stories we're referring to today? Just head to our website at www.transportevolve.com/TEN, where you'll find today's show notes as well as links to the latest future car news, buying guides, tech primers and car reviews. It's Friday, July 17th, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and today's the last day I'm going to be filming this without a house full of screaming kids. Oh joy. Less than 1 month after the spectacular and exciting conclusion of the inaugural FIA Formula E Championship, the FIA's World Motorsports Council has officially approved the race dates for the second season of the all-electric single-seat race series. As with last year, the race calendar consists of 11 rounds spread across 10 different cities around the globe, where 20 drivers from 10 different teams will compete to become the 2016 FIA Formula E champion on temporary racetracks made up from city streets in the heart of some of the world's most prestigious cities. Most of the venues remained unchanged from last season, with Beijing, Putrajaya, Punta del Este, Buenos Aires, Long Beach, Berlin, Moscow and London all hosting a Formula E race, 2 in the case of London, for the second year in a row. But Miami is off the race calendar for this year and Paris, France is now on the calendar, along with an as yet unconfirmed mystery destination. With testing due to start next month, we can't wait for the first race in September. Despite being essentially a limited market compliance car, the 4-seat Kia Soul EV Wagon has been a bit of a surprise success for South Korean automaker Kia, with many more cars selling than the automaker initially thought. So ahead of its expansion into Washington State and Oregon this fall, Kia has just announced a new trim model for the 2016 Kia Soul EV that will help get even more customers behind the wheel of the hamster's favourite electrified ride. Called the Kia Soul EV -E, the new entry trim level model will come with the most of features of the previous entry-level Kia Soul EV, which we should now note is the mid-range model. The only thing lacking from the new entry-level model compared to the mid-range Soul EV is the lack of sat-nav, telematics and heat pump, but you'll still get heated front seats, CHAdeMO DC quick charging and 6.6 kilowatt onboard charger. Rumoured to cost just over $2,000 less than the previous entry-level model, the Kia Soul EV -E might have a name that suggests it's not all that positive a model, but we like it anyway. Sorry, couldn't resist that joke. There was a time not so long ago when the idea that a car could park itself without a driver and refuel itself without human interaction was squarely in the realm of fantastical science fiction. These days, self-driving cars are fairly commonplace, at least in the realms of automotive test projects. But this week, Volkswagen unveiled a new prototype e-Golf fitted with a system called V-Charge that enables it to not only drive itself, but charge itself too. Designed to be a parking lot technology, the V-Charge system is essentially an automated valet assistant, dropping you off in front of the parking lot before going and finding a place to charge. But since plugging it in is beyond a self-driving car, the V-Charge prototype uses inductive charging to take care of that problem, and can even move itself from the parking space when it's got enough charge for the next leg of its trip. It will then meet its owner at the entrance when called, and go back to being a regular human-driven car on the road. I want one. We've said it before and we'll say it again. Tesla Motors' massive construction site near Reno, Nevada, where it's currently building its Gigafactory lithium-ion manufacturing and reprocessing facility, is already truly gargantuan. But this week we learned that the Californian automaker has just purchased an additional 1,200 acres of land adjacent to its 1,000-acre site as part of a plan to double the size of the Gigafactory. That's according to Dean Haymore from the Story County Commission, who gave a recent presentation about the Tahoe Reno Industrial Centre where the Gigafactory is located. In addition to talking about Tesla doubling the size of the Gigafactory, Haymore said that Tesla would be joined by as many as 14 other companies alongside investor Panasonic to manufacture the cells needed to bring about Tesla's planned electrical revolution. While Tesla has kept quiet on the sale, the rumour does make sense. It's openly talked about expanding the facility after orders for its recently unveiled Tesla Energy products were so high that it sold out of its current allocation for the next few years in literally days. But if the Gigafactory does double in size, we think it'll need its own on-site Tesla-based transport system to help get staff around quickly. What do you think? I should probably start this segment by saying that if you watch this show in the US, I'm really sorry, because the car I'm about to tell you about is unlikely to go on sale there anytime soon. This week, Volkswagen officially launched its Passat GTE sedan and Passat GTE variants, or Wagon, plug-in hybrid cars with a press event in Amsterdam. Based on the same drivetrain as found in the Volkswagen Golf GTE and Audi A3 e-tron, these two plug-in hybrid models combine a 1.4-litre TFSI gasoline engine with an 85 kilowatt electric motor for high performance and high mileage gas operation. Round town all-electric range of around 30 miles should be possible thanks to a 9.9 kilowatt-hour onboard battery pack, while longer distance trips can make use of both drivetrains for an impressive super 100 mpg economy. As for the US, in case you didn't know, North America gets a completely different Passat to the rest of the world, which is essentially a lower tech, lower cost and frankly not as nice vehicle as the one the rest of the world gets. It's also based on a different platform, which means shoehorning a plug-in hybrid drivetrain isn't really that practical. Sorry. Toyota has recalled some 625,000 Prius wagons this week in a global recall, which affects cars sold as the Prius Alpha in Japan, Prius V in the US and Prius Plus in Europe. The problem stems from a software glitch, or more honestly an incorrect parameter within the software, which causes affected cars to put too much power through the car's onboard power electronics, which in turn causes some of the power transistors in the inverter circuit to be subjected to higher than acceptable currents. And where currents get too high, so does the temperature, leading in extreme cases to the part in question burning itself out and causing the car to stop working. Toyota says it will reprogram affected cars free of charge at customers' chosen dealerships and will be notifying owners in the next few days via first-class mail. Last fall, we told you about Audi's one-off prototype RS7 sports car fitted with Audi's proprietary piloted drive autonomous driving technology. With plenty of cameras strapped inside, the high-tech race car took itself around the Hockenheim Ring racetrack in Germany, posting a time that most human drivers would be happy to achieve. Well, now it's back, better and badder than before, or rather its sibling is, taking to the Sonoma Raceway in California. What's more, with an upgraded onboard computer system over last year's demonstration model and some 882 pounds lighter to boot, the new RS7, nicknamed Robbie, has shown that it can post times that are far better than most race car drivers, lapping the 2.5-mile circuit in just 2 minutes and 1.01 seconds. The autonomous car nailed every apex, accelerating, braking and turning with amazing precision. Will it do away with human racing? Well, we don't think so, at least not yet, but it would make for a very interesting pace car for humans to try and beat. Aside from teaching us that life moves pretty fast and we should stop and look around once in a while so we don't miss it, the 1987 cult classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off reminded us what happens when teenagers and underpaid garage staff do when they get their hands on a really expensive high-performance car. And it seems that Canadian Andrew Batiuk saw that film too, because when he took his nearly new Tesla Model S P85D high-performance electric sedan to his local tyre shop to have a tyre pressure sensor replaced, he thought to put his car into valet mode to make sure that Ferris Bueller's Day Off wasn't recreated with his high-end plug-in car. Right about now, we're thinking he's glad he did, as video from his car's onboard camera shows. Shortly after fixing the tyre pressure sensor, the garage mechanics in question tried to take his Model S on a crazy ride around town, pressing the pedal to the floor to see just how fast really is. Unbeknownst to them though, Valet mode, now a standard feature on all Tesla cars, restricts power so that the person you just gave the keys to can't wreck your nice expensive car. Clever. Smart move, sir. Smart move. It's time for me to say goodbye again because we're over 10 minutes long about now and this show's called 10. We'll be back next week at the usual time for another show, but in the meantime, you can find all the other news that's fit to print on our website at www.transportevolved.com, chat to us on the Twitters at transportevolved, or head to our YouTube channel to catch up with our latest shows. As always, there's been a lot we haven't managed to fit into today's show, including one Chevy Volt which has clocked up an astonishing 250,000 miles since it was new in 2012, con men in Australia get investigated for trying to offer Tesla stock which doesn't exist, how dealers in California are preparing themselves for the arrival of the Toyota Mirai hydrogen fuel cell sedan, and how the Blink network is about to implement chargers to prevent people from hogging charging points after their electric car has finished charging. So when we're done, be sure to head to our site to read them all. Thanks for watching. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Have a great weekend, and until next time, keep evolving.